Okay, so we looked at some of this stuff. We're just going to remove the designation truck out of here. Just backspace, enter. Let's see what we get. I need to make sure also that we're still owner only. Here's a 2003 Nissan. I don't even know what to look for on here, really. A 2001 Mustang convertible. That's too much money for that. A 2005 Cadillac that's probably got a Northstar motor, $2,500. Really, really poor choice of a car. Let's see. Ford Ranger, 1050. Good lord. 2002 Honda Accord for $2,450. Yeah, it's a good car. If it doesn't get stolen. Chevy Impala for $800. You already know there's something wrong with that. Volkswagen van. 1993 VW Weekender. And then this one here, $1,000 for an 08 Camry. And that would be too good to be true. Needs new motor. See? See what else we got here. I have bundled duplicates, but here we are getting duplicates. These Chevy Cruzes are really, really bad vehicles, by the way. I find that there's like so many like fanboys when it comes to like vehicles, radios, and different things. Reality is that every company makes a good vehicle and a bad vehicle, and every company has made some really, really bad vehicles. And if you are brand loyal, you're doomed to fail and buy a piece of crap. You need to know which ones to avoid. And I've worked at auto repair shops for a number of years, so I've seen the problems on a lot of the older vehicles. I don't really know much about the latest stuff. I don't really care. If it has push button start, I'm not interested. I don't like the direction they've went with vehicles. And also, in case you didn't know, all newer vehicles are going to mandate vehicle surveillance in your driving habits. So have fun with that. And with the way things are going, you may not need to worry about a vehicle soon anyways, because we might not be driving anywhere. 2009 Volkswagen Jetta, 3200. Yeah, these Jeep Wranglers are always worth a ton of money. So actually, I mean, the car prices aren't really as bad as some of the other stuff. Here's a 92 Ford Escort for $1,000. And honestly, like, those are usually pretty good. You know, they're usually kind of like beat up and nobody really gives a crap about them. As long as it's not a V6. You don't want a V6. I don't know what it would have. Yeah, it says 4-cylinder. Yeah, it claims to be 67,000 miles. It was my mom's car. Got it for her when she couldn't drive anymore. I never got it licensed. It started running rough. I took it to AutoZone, said it was airflow. Cleaned it with the cleaner, put a new one in, didn't cure it. It got to where it would hardly run, then stopped starting. It acts like it's not getting fuel, so it just changed the fuel filter. It's still not getting fuel. Must be fuel pump. You have no clue, but that's okay. Posted about an hour ago. Of course, this vehicle really has no real value. So if you paid $1,000 for it, I mean, you know, you're not going to be able to flip it and make like some serious profit. But it's an easy fix. Those are the ones that I like to deal with. 98 Toyota, $7,400. That's ridiculous. So $6,000 for a 91 Lexus. That's ridiculous. Oh, it's a LS 400. Don't you know? The V8 tank made by Toyota. A Hyundai Sonata. Another thing, the Hyundais and the Kias, especially the really, really new ones, it's best to just avoid them. They all have a huge engine campaign. The dealer cannot, they can't even catch up with all the engine replacements on the campaign that they have. If you don't believe me, just look up Hyundai Kia engine campaign on Google and do your research. They're blowing motors left and right. The motors come into the dealership in limp-in performance reduced mode. The check engine light flashing because the engine has detected a problem, and it's because the internals of the engine are screwed up and the engine has a knock or other oiling issues. It's a serious problem. 2006 Dodge Charger, $4,000. I mean, the prices aren't as ridiculous on the cars as they are on the trucks. Boy, look at that. Pontiac Ventura. Yeah. But you're not going to find a $500 car that runs and drives like you used to be able to. You're not going to find a $1,000 car that runs and drives. You're probably not even going to be able to find a $2,000 one. I mean, here's this 86 Ford. 77 minivans for $6,000, you know. The worst of the worst, Dodge Grand Caravans. Infinity. So if we go and put our max price, let's just do $10,000. Enter. Let's just see what we get. We get a 2007 Ford Focus with a dent in the door in Albuquerque for $2,500. A 2007 Yukon for $4,000. $39,998. And some of these too. Here's another problem. When you look this stuff up, you'll find out it is a dealer, even though I have private party selected. And actually, like, sometimes it could be the price is not even the actual price. It's like a trick bag. So what is this? $7,000 for a 2000 Dodge Ram. It looks like a gas truck to me. I mean, yeah, there's just nothing on here. Well, let's just go here. Let's go. Space. I just want to see what can we get for $1,000. An Impala, a Camry that needs an engine, a 2002 Escort that doesn't run. I don't know what these cars are. I don't really care. I'm not even looking at them. A 2005 Hyundai Sonata for $650. That one might be doable. Prius rental. These are all, bogus prices. 2011 GMC Acadia definitely got something wrong with it. The Diesel Beetle's probably got something wrong with it. I wouldn't drive it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The Jaguar got something wrong with it. Mazda Protege, $2,800. Who knows? Mitsubishi Montero, I think. I don't know. Too high of miles. Nissan Maxima, those are pretty good. 2004, $1,000. Subaru Legacy and Santa Fe. Durango, those are a real pain. Lots of issues depending on the motor. 89 Cadillac. Mercury. Santa Fe. 08 Impreza with a blown head gasket. We've never seen that before. New Mexico. 93 Ford E350 van. Who knows? Might be okay. '94 Toyota Camry 750. These are the cars that run forever. I am telling you. The Camrys and the other ones, everybody wanted a Honda back in this time period, and Toyotas ran just as good. It's a 6-cylinder Camry. Has unrenewed Florida plates and unregistered for the past 2 years. Computer has fault code, blah, blah, blah. This is an issue probably with registration, and that's probably why it's cheap. You wouldn't want to deal with that. That's really a nightmare. You'll hear all these people say, oh, you can just do this and blah, blah. No, don't fiddle around with title issues. It's not worth it. What is this thing? I can't tell what it is. It's got some bling bling rims. It looks like a Mazda Acura TL. 260,000 miles. It might be a good car. But when it comes to the Hondas and the Acuras and stuff, I don't really like anything that's not a stick shift. Dodge Grand Caravan. And those are real. They got lots of problems. Lots of problems. Subaru 98 Outback 5-speed, good condition, and Durango $1,000. That's a pretty good deal. I don't know. It might have a blown head gasket. That's gonna, but I think it's too old to be in the 2.5 category of the head gasket campaign. Let me take a look at it real quick. We actually had a 97 that looked really similar to this. It was all silver. It's like what they call needs work. Read on. The negative, it needs cylinder work. It starts up fine and runs decent most of the time, but on occasion it seems to have a cylinder issue, so my mechanic believes it needs cylinder work or possibly a new engine. That would be a cool project, actually. I mean, like, because here's the thing. These are all over in the junkyard. I could go find a motor right now. There's a couple different motors that would fit in it, and it's a 5-speed, so it's really, really a good deal. And they're going to go for $3,000 here right now, basically. When we sold ours in 2020, we got $2,000 on it, and it was like, I mean, we got $1,800, but we actually paid a lot more for that a couple years earlier because we were in a pinch and we bought it at a dealer. But anyway, I mean, there's a few, deals. But if you can't fix things, you're not getting a deal. You want something that runs and drives and doesn't have problems, you're going to be paying a premium. I remember these things. They flooded the market with these things. I don't know too much about them. They just always have that, like, Hyundai V6. I don't think they really had problems with that motor. And it's like until they got into some, like, newer stuff. The Santa Fe was, like, actually fairly decent. It's kind of a cool, like, SUV. But they're a little bit ugly, It is what it is. That's pretty low miles. Does it say what's wrong with it? Needs trimming belt. Needs timing belt. So it might not even run. Probably snapped the belt. I don't know if it's an interference motor on those or not. I really don't. see. Yeah, I used to be totally all about cars, and I worked at all kinds of different places. I worked at junkyards, I processed cars during the cash for clunkers. I went to tech school and did all this stuff, and it's like, it was fine when I lived in Washington and I didn't have kids. I could afford to take a crappy ass job. Rent wasn't as expensive as it is now. Things didn't cost as much as it was. Gas wasn't $4 or $5 a gallon. But now it's like, they basically want me to work for almost the same amount now in 2024 that they wanted to pay in 2004. So this is a beat to crap Corolla, and these are really good if they run. I mean, it's ugly, but if it works, it works. Let's see here. What's the information on this? It's in Utah. Runs, but shoots out white and black smoke out the exhaust. Well, sell it for $200. So with a car like that, I would just rebuild the motor. But it's easy to rebuild something like this, but it's not so easy to rebuild big V8 diesel engines. So that's kind of where I'm at. Here's a $500 2001 Camry. Probably needs a motor. Condition salvage. Maybe they got into an accident. The problem with the engine, and they can't afford to get it fixed. It starts, but it cannot drive. It's also involved in an accident. Blah, blah. Okay. Another Corolla for $700. Nobody wants these things. It's interesting. This is under 100,000 miles. Engine problems. $700. I rebuilt it about a year ago. My kids have been driving around. I need to get rid of it. Good parts car. New timing chain, belt tensioner, seat belts. So this is probably somebody else's problem. Looks like it sprayed coolant here. That white chalky residue is on this, but it could be something else. Anyway, none of this stuff is anywhere near me where I could even pick it up anyways. And I just can't imagine spending. Well, that one's not too bad. I mean, there's tons of these cars on here that are this price, but you're not finding trucks for this price. Not even broken ones in this condition. And a lot of these are in not terrible condition. They're fixable. You could probably work on them. I don't know if I really have time to go through all of them in this video, but so Nissan Sentra is usually not a bad vehicle. Transmission problem. Yeah. So basically, when you're looking at these kind of prices, you are basically looking at, you need a transmission or you need a motor at this point. They're old enough to where that's what it's going to be every time. Broke a timing belt. See, what's this one going to be? Blown head gasket. Okay, what's this one going to be? 2006 Volkswagen Passat. Runs and drives but needs work. Turbo needs to be replaced. Smokes. And has slow acceleration power. 2.0 turbo. It's a good motor. It's better than I had a 5-cylinder turbo one. Oh wait, maybe that is 2.0. I don't know. And then we've got the Pontiac Grand Dam. Damn the Grand Dam. And these were all over the place until a while ago. I think they just kind of changed them out. Clean title, dented left quarter panel, needs some work. Running when on the way to the gas station. Steering rack went out. I've changed all the other spark plugs. Also changed the AC compressor, fuel pressure regulator, power steering. Car needs some work. Interior needs some work, but the seats are good and the windows work good. I only have one key. Vehicle is not drivable, has a dead battery, and steering rack needs work as mentioned. Give me an offer before you ask to see the vehicle. Posted 15 days ago outside of Goodyear, Arizona. Yeah. Now, if it was local to me, I might be interested in getting it for $500, but not $1,000. Some of those type of vehicles, though, there's also a few ones that were supercharged and stuff, and so like a luxury supercharged car that's kind of fast, it can be fun. But basically, this is what you're looking at. Hey, this is a interesting one here. It's probably a V6 with a salvage title. Yeah, 6-cylinder. We don't even bother with that. Another problem with those is they're definitely squirrely. Minivans, more of the same. So basically, you guys can see the market is not great. These are, and you see these pictures with this here. It's not $900. This is a vehicle at an auction. So it's a fake ad. Odometer 100. It's at an auction. That's why that fence is right there. Usually they will put their auction information in there, but they don't anymore because now they get in trouble. So like you see how this is the same background. This is a place in Phoenix. And if you call it up, you'll find out it's an auction place. So it's a towing auction, basically. There's another one. See, these are all the same. They're impounded vehicles. Clean title, runs and drives. Same thing every time. And it won't be $900. It'll be, oh, well, we want $900 down. So there's a lot of that goes on. And it used to be really, really bad where you would look on here and this is all you would see. They also don't want you to know they're a dealer. They don't want you to know they're an auction. And that way you'll click on it and there's more. This one's also same thing. I mean, you think you're really going to buy a 2009 Chevy Equinox for $800? Yeah, no. They're not. And that's because that's the same thing. Here's a 2005 Chevy Avalanche for $900. These are auctions. 2010 Fusion for $900. Sad. You got to sort through their crap. Yeah. So the deals are just really not out there. The only way you're going to get a deal is your mom gave you a car for free. And so if you're lucky, oh no, the 87 LeBaron. Oh my God, these things brings me back quite a ways. So these were all over the place too. They're like based on the K car. A lot of them were turbo. That's funny. Crazy. 2.2 turbo. Yeah, I don't remember what the big problem with those were, but they all had problems. Pretty much everything made by Dodge and Chrysler has a lot of problems. And nothing's changed. So, he's a newer Subaru. It's going to be a head gasket. Let's pull it up and see. Possible tie rod repairs, possible power steering pump turn signal. I was wrong. A 2004 Outback. Where the hell is this? It looks like Phoenix. No, it looks like it's not. Wait a minute. Southern Boulevard, Southeast. Rio Rancho. This is New Mexico or something, right? Yeah, that's a good deal if you live next to it. If you had to go really far to get it, it's not a good deal. And then you also need a truck and you need a trailer because, like, the days of like using your AAA to tow home a car that you just bought that doesn't run is kind of like questionable. I used to do it all the time. Oh no, the Isuzu Trooper. Dude, these things were like in the 90s. Man. And the thing about them is they were actually like really good. They would go anywhere. They were kind of like a Honda Pilot. Yeah, these are not a manual transmission too. Frame bent. Yeah, they beat the crap out of this thing. It's like, okay, here you have a vehicle with a bent frame, you want $1,000 for it? It's not like somebody's going to go get another one of these and use the parts off of it. They're not that common anymore. So we're almost at the end of the list here. $800 for a Honda Accord in Phoenix. It's the same place, see? You know, their junkyard fences in the background. It's really sad. It's like you got to sort through all that crap. 95 Mustang GT roller means there's nothing in it. So there's a roller. She's a roller. I never had any of the newer Mustangs. I've had tons and tons and tons of the other ones. The old 5.0s. Oh, Jesus Christ. That thing's boogered to hell. That's somebody's drag car they pulled the motor out of. Or left the motor in. 95 GT would be a 302. 373 gears, full spooler, progressive coilovers, aluminum radiator, drive shaft, full switch to extra parts, $3,500. Well, anymore, this is probably a good deal. If you got the money to afford to go race. I think another thing, too, is they closed down Thunderbird Raceway, as far as I understand. Jeep Patriot Sport two-wheel drive. The whole essence of a Jeep is four-wheel drive. How would they make so many two-wheel drive piles? Please read before responding. Vehicle is stuck in limp mode due to generic transmission code. Dodges and their transmissions. Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler. It's all the same thing, in case you didn't know. Dodge and Jeep and Chrysler are owned by Dalmar Corporation. 84 Civic hatch. Holy moly. $700 Subaru wagon. I'm not going to click on it. An Audi Quattro. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Anyway, guys, it's ridiculous out there. And things are not getting better. And then we have all the people come into the country with free money that are driving the price of everything up. Vehicles, housing, rentals, food.